What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are currently on the test server. Today, we're gonna have a look at Konstantin and see why the hate. A lot of people are praising the champion. A lot of people are hating the champion. We're gonna see if we find the middle ground. Is the champion good? Is the champion bad? What exactly needs to change with the champion in order to kind of like be more at the top? Because he is a Void Legendary. Now, I just quickly wanna mention, before we move over to showcase the champion, they started their Prime Gaming drops. The very first drop is a Kunoichi. I'm gonna give my code away, guys, to a lucky winner on a Twitch. I'm gonna be live by the time you're gonna see this video going on. I'll probably be streaming already, so feel free to stop by on Twitch. The link will be in the pinned comment. Either for a chat, either for a chance to win this epic champion. Let me just quickly go back to the main topic. Now, I'm on the test server, mainly because I can make a mess here and I don't have to clean up. Like on my main account, I can move gear on everybody and do all the crazy things that I want to do. Konstantin The Dayborn. He was added last year during Valentine. So he's a 1-year-old champion in the game. Instantly got buffed before they actually released the champions from the test server, because they were pretty underwhelming, him and Vlad. Now, Konstantin on his A1 attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if the target is under any debuffs. Very similar with what Phoenix does, right? Phoenix hits very hard with that skill. We're gonna see how hard he can actually hit with this. His A2 is kind of like the main thing, and keep in mind this is on a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit will ignore 10% of each target's defense for every leech, defense down, and block active skills debuff they are under. You really want to have some debuffs if you want this champion to kind of like shine and give his full potential. Now, it's going to be very hard to have these 3 specific debuffs in Arena, okay? The A3 is a single target hit on a 3-turn cooldown, attacks one enemy, before attacking, steals all buffs from the target, then transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target, decreases the cooldown of this skill by 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. One thing I can tell you already before even testing the champion, this skill right here should be saying like this: this cannot be resisted. It doesn't require any accuracy. Then this champion would definitely be better already, just starting from here. The passive: enemies from the Undead Horde, Demon Spawns, and Night Revenant faction killed by this champion cannot be revived. If Vlad the Nightborn is in the team, nobody can be revived. But just think about of the very first part. Undead Horde, super OP faction for Arena. Demon Spawn, the most OP faction for Arena. Night Revenant, very OP for Arena as well. So being able to instantly block the revive on a Rotos, to instantly block the revive on a Candraphone, I feel like that's pretty damn good. And it doesn't matter with what skill you're killing the champion. The aura increases ally attack in arena battles by 30%. I don't have a blessing on him. I wish I would have had something to make him even more powerful. One of the cons with him, his base attack is pretty low, right? So I'm quickly gonna show you guys the multipliers. So if we're gonna have a quick look at Konstantin's multiplier, the A1 has a 3.6 attack, the second hit at 3.1, so seems like the damage gets a bit lower. The A2 has a 2.5 attack, sounds pretty decent considering there is a double hit. I feel like if the ignore defense would be 100% part of it, it wouldn't require debuffs, then it would have been pretty strong like this. But maybe having a slightly higher multiplier on the A2, because it's conditional to ignore the defense, might be a bit helpful, you know, a bit more helpful. And the A3, we have a 6.5 multiplier. Now, this is a very strong multiplier. I just wish the new Void Legendary from the Sylvan Watcher faction would have similar multipliers, you know, would be usable. Phoenix on his A1 has a 4.1 multiplier. Now, he is not as powerful as Phoenix with the A1, but is still pretty decent. I have a Savage and a Cruel set. We want to ignore more defense. We want to bring up pretty much his full potential. This is a gear set that I would normally have either on Leorius, either on Baron, just kind of like an idea. So I'm usually building the champions with some of the best gear that I have, because I know when I'm testing them, okay, he can compare with Tranda, he can compare with this, with the X, with the Y, with the Z, because I remember what sort of hits they had, you know? So I'm trying to always kind of like keep their stats very similar. We have 6.7k attack, we have 171 speed, we have 100 to crit rate, 275 crit damage. The accuracy is pretty low. Now, how I mentioned, his base attack is not that amazing, so that will make him a bit harder to build, to get him to crazy stats. Of course, Awakening, Empowering is actually pretty beneficial. He has 20% more damage from books on the A2 end. He has 20 on the A3, which can be very, very powerful. Masteries, we have Offense and Defense 3. Tier 6, we have Helm Smasher. And we actually went with Retribution. I decided to skip the part with Accuracy, just for an extra chance to kill somebody with the A1 in case if we're getting in trouble, you know. If we're gonna take him for a spin on the Dragon 23, where we normally bring all the big boys to test damage, let's see what he can do here. So defense down on the enemies is gonna make him to ignore 10% of the defense, because that's one of the key debuffs in order to activate that on his skill. So let's see. I haven't tried this champion, guys, in over 1 year, since he got released, literally. Let's see. 120. Oh, that's actually pretty solid, man. Very good damage comparing him with other nukers that we brought in here. Like, this is actually very, very solid damage. I might even take back what I said about the multipliers. It definitely feels pretty strong with 2.5 multiplier on this skill. I haven't pushed his stats to Insanity over 7k attack either, so I feel like this is actually very solid damage from Konstantin. But we're gonna have to try it out and see without defense down, right? When he doesn't ignore the defense. It's gonna be a bit hard to do that here. We're gonna have to do that in Arena, and while we are at Arena, I'm gonna explain you a couple of things. 294k, I wish he would hit as hard as Konstantin with that skill. That's actually pretty damn nasty. Very, very solid damage. Let's actually have a quick look again, just in case if we missed it. So there we go. 96, 115k, 126. That's actually very solid. Like, it almost one-shot everyone. Not a lot of nukers do that, you know. Tranda can do it. Leorius doesn't, only if he drops HP, so his passive activates the extra damage. Baron will do it, of course, because he ignores so much defense. But all around, not many champions can actually deal this much damage. Let's see, the A1 is not a full HP target anymore, but we're still gonna be able to see something, I guess. 148, 123. So that's pretty good damage as well. So talking about Arena, guys, there are a few cons with the champion. If we want to maximize his damage, we need to have a defense down, leech, block active skills. We're going to see how he performs just with defense down. We're going to see how he performs without defense down. The whole idea behind it is that the polymorph debuff is going to mess up a lot of things. You don't want to use debuffers anymore in Arena. Like, at the moment, I haven't done Platinum Reset in a few weeks because I'm pretty busy IRL and I just don't have the time to crack on it. But I know that the polymorph debuff will kind of make people to stop using debuffers, right? So the longer this will stay in the game, the less buff strippers and stuff like this you're gonna see used in the high-end Arena. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't really use them anymore. So you're gonna need to bring something with him to get the most out of him. Conditional. We're going to see how it performs if we're not bringing that. We have quite a few champions right here. Let's go against this team right here. We're going to try the other one in just a second too. So we're going to bring in the same. We're going to go with Warlord. It feels like, it gets pretty dangerous. And I'm going to keep the Speed Aura because I'm not sure what to expect from that Venus. If she's very fast or no. Okay, she's protected by Necret. You see, the main issue here is that Mortal. Stone Skin. Everywhere. but we strip that off. Defense down on everybody. Don't hit reaction on every single one of them, please. Goodbye, more to muck up. So right now, kind of like regardless of what's gonna happen, this fight is ours, you know. That Venus can do whatever she wants. She's not such a massive threat. She's not gonna block revive on our nuker, you know. We got that Duchess down, block the revive. Not like somebody can actually revive her in here, but I really want to go for that Venus before she's slowly wrecking my my entire team with the A1, you know, because that can happen too. Unfortunately, seems like Arbiter, she used her revive skill just before, so that's a bit of an issue. When you let them go on auto, they're usually gonna do that sort of stuff to you. There we go, you see. Okay, so let's get that lockdown just in case if anything else is planning here to go crazy. Konstantin, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it or no? I'm going straight for her, man. There we go. So this is actually pretty good. He can smack, definitely. The only thing that I'm feeling a bit like, how is he gonna do it without defense down, you know? Most of the champions have issues, but he's gonna have slightly more issues than Baron, and more issues than Leodius, who's gonna be easier to keep alive. We're gonna keep the speed lead just in case if the Taunt champion is planning anything crazy, you know, like carrying on my nuker or doing something like that, maybe, who knows. Okay, we actually dropped the thermometer on him. Don't hit reaction. We can literally block revive on Wither, which is key for this team to succeed. Same with more to muck up. So we don't hit reaction. Beautiful, beautiful smack. So I feel like there is a lot of hate for Konstantin, and it's been like this for a while. And I feel like it's unnecessary. But at the moment, you need that defense down to kind of like get the most out of him. We're gonna do another run without defense down. Just bring in a Kymar instead and see how he's gonna perform like that, you know, where we don't actually have any defense down. Sorry. So let's refresh again, see if we can find another similar team, you know. And where are we? Let's actually attack the exact same team. So let's try to attack the exact same team without defense down this time around. So we're gonna take her out, bring in Kymar just to try and remove buffs if they had Stone Skin. I can't remember actually. No, they didn't. Perfect. So we can put them to sleep just so Warlord can wake them up after, basically, you know. Okay. And now, let's see. Can we one-shot them all? We hit reaction on Duchess. I'm not 100% sure if we did on Wither. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments down below. But the damage definitely feels a bit different, you know. The problem is if I'm going to back out of this fight and come back to it, the test server is going to lock me from attacking this team again for like a few minutes. So that's definitely not going to be good. But now we can actually do this instead, you know. So we can reset with Kymar and use that skill again. So that's kind of like what's going to happen nowadays. These are the main offenses again. Kymar is back on the menu, but instead of having very high accuracy, he's going to have higher resistance. You don't want to debuff anymore, so his A2 is not as important. Mainly his reset skill, so even Baron or any other champion will have to go in like this. We've just seen a Duchess that actually didn't hit reaction now. We got double hit on it, and we took a bit more than half of her HP. The good part about it is that we locked the revive on two of the key champions here, you know. So it felt pretty strong, especially for the passive and the current meta. Demon spawns are the ultimate gods in Arena. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Why the hate for Konstantin? He's not that bad. He's definitely in the top 10 nukers. I feel like even lower than top 10. I'm gonna have to look a bit more into it. But that was all for this video. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.